coming. We're going to have an amazing night of some of my favorite comedians from all over New England. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I'm a hometown boy. I was born here. Yeah! And then I moved away. What the fuck did you do to Broad Street? What? It feels like I'm listening to a Joe Biden speech trying to fucking navigate that thing. Come on. Pleasant Street is worse. We have a bunch of failing businesses on Pleasant Street. You know what we can do? Turn it into a one-way so it has less foot traffic. You guys got it together down here. I love it. I stopped by Claremont Savings Bank this afternoon where I was promptly called Madam in the drive-thru. And I didn't correct him right away, but over the course I was just like, I'm gonna think of a funny way to tell him I'm not a woman. And then at the end he said, you have a great weekend, and I blurted out, I'm a man. But I said it with such little confidence that we both knew I was lying. I'm from Claremont. My parents are actually 2 miles away watching Shark Tank. So, reruns. I don't know why they're not here, and I'm honestly kind of mad about it. That's fine. But growing up, I mean, it's a small town, right? You have a small town, not mindset. I don't want to make fun of the people that I'm so glad are here, but small town values, I guess I would say. And so they caught me smoking when I was 14 and actually sat me down and made me smoke the entire pack, which was nothing compared to when they found my Playboy stash, but it's good. I moved over to the seacoast, which they think is a big city, I guess. I don't know. I basically moved to the Claremont of the seacoast, Dover. And I didn't think the first person I offended would be in the front row for saying Dover. Man in leather shoes. But as I moved, they said, Dan, you're going to the big city, buddy. If somebody tries to rob you, you have to stop them and say, I have cancer.
What is that?
Well, let me tell you. That's why I'm talking into a microphone. Because it humanizes the moment, right? It makes them think about what they're saying to another human being. And the last time I went to Boston, I actually had a knife pulled on me. So in my mind, I thought, I know just what to do. But I was nervous, so I fucked up. And I said, you have cancer! And he said, what? And I ran away. I turned 33 recently. And, no? Wait till you hear where this is going. I came to the realization that I think when you're in your 20s, you just don't know what to do with certain emotions, so you bury them down, and you're like, we'll deal with this later. I'm not happy with the direction of my life. I'm not happy with decisions. I don't know what I'm going to do. No, bury it down. And then the second you turn 30, you realize you buried those feelings in a pet cemetery. So they're just coming back to haunt you. So now I got these shitty specters of emotions past, just being like, drugs aren't a personality. You definitely drink too much. Oh, and by the way, you're fucking chubby now, Dan. Quit wearing the denim vest, it doesn't work anymore, you're chubby. And it sucks. I'm new to the game. I thought I was alright before, and now I just look like a professional bowler. But, the worst part about gaining weight is it essentially means your brain just turned into a shitty landlord. It's just letting the building go to shit. Nothing works like it used to. The tenants are pissed. Pair of tits moved upstairs, bringing the property value down. I've said that joke like 10 times. It still hurts. I'm still looking in a mirror as I say that. I am trying to... I'm trying to be more of an adult though, you know what I mean? Like I stopped doing drugs a little while ago because You do mushrooms when you're 18, you sit around with your friends laughing at the fact that pants are just leg jackets. You take mushrooms at 33, you sit alone. In a studio apartment, desperately wondering if the walls breathing is fake security deposit. This isn't even a joke. The last time I took ecstasy, all I could think was, I don't have time for this. I ended up going to... Oh, somebody in the back has something to say. That's funny, because you're in the standing room, you little bitch. I'm up here with a microphone. I'm glad I'm the first comedian. Do not fucking yell when these people are up here. I'm the hometown boy. I'm your boy. I don't give a fuck what he said, and you yelling it the second time is more annoying. How would you guess? Yeah, I'm gonna be a dick if I have to. I love you guys, but shut the fuck up. I don't even remember where I was. And that's why you don't yell out. But something tells me you've heard that before.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh. Well.
Way to go, Dan.
Well.
Ecstasy Studio Apartment.
Oh, damn, Savior in the back. Thank you so much. Yeah, I quit drugs. Did you? Yeah.
I'm working on it.
But I ended up going to a couple NA meetings, trying to simmer down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I did not belong there. I could not match those people's stories. There was one guy that said, the only reason that I get out of bed every day is that my gun is halfway across the room. So I bought him a nightstand. Yes! The co-host girlfriend is now talking out loud. Oh, we did a show last time and both of you were an issue. Okay. Just letting you know that I know. That's all. If you sleep with 3 senior citizens in one night, is it considered a Jerry hat trick? Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited though. I have a tattoo appointment coming up. You guys like tattoos here at the Country Club? Good. So I got all mine when I was 18, which is why it's all pirate stuff. Because pirates are sick when you're 18. Hard to explain when you're 33. But I remember sitting in my tattoo artist chair and just being like, damn, life's different now. We're tough. All we're going to do is have sex and just do drugs and fight anybody that doesn't like you. And that was when I was 18. At 33, I sleep with a mouth guard. I have to take thyroid boosters, and I recently joined the Crockpot Club at work. I'm a Fig Newton of a man is what I'm trying to get out of here. And I didn't realize the context behind any of it, so people are like, oh, you got a ship, you must sail. No. Oh, you have an anchor. You must have been in the Navy. Nope. Just a big old Johnny Depp guy. That's my life at this point. But you guys, I feel like we spent enough time up top. Should I start the show? Should we start the comedy show that everybody came for? Well, then I'm going to introduce you to my co-host. He goes by the name of Dylan Marsh. We'll be here all night. Here he is, Dylan!
Hey everybody.
Hey Dylan.
Hey. The door to the green room is a half door. You can open the top of it. It's a real door that says, I'll talk to you, but don't you fucking look at my legs.
That's fair. I also forgot to explain what the show is. So the show, you're going to see 4 of my favorite comedians ever tonight. And then afterwards, Dylan and I are going to shoot the shit with them for a little bit, have a little fun, a little jokeroos, and then we'll send them off. So it's kind of like a talk show, and you're going to love it. I just know it. Dylan, you told me you had something to start with.
Well, first of all, I think the most important thing we can address is, do we have any NASCAR fans in the audience? Yeah, okay, well today's the day Dale Earnhardt died, so everyone take a moment, bow your heads, raise hell, praise Dale, let's all take a drink.
How long ago was that?
But I do. Hey, that's right, baby, all day, yeah. All right, so, but honestly, Dan and I, we like to rib each other. You know, we're just a couple of goof around guys. And I want everyone to know in the crowd that Dan and I are real good friends. And so I thought the best way to start that would be Dan and I get up. Here, stand up with me. And we're going to look each other in the eyes right in front of all, God and everybody. And we're going to say it.
I'm not going to say
one nice thing about each other. Go ahead.
Too low for me.
I love your tattoos.
You got a firm handshake. Thank you, everybody. So just so you know, Dan and I are dear friends. So please enjoy the show. And if we try to pull each other
Well,
a
you
little
told me
bit-
you had a way to start the show. That's not.
Well, I
You
gotta.
got a bird
So I did. So Dan and I.
Wait, that was actually the big thing you said you had to start the show?
Yeah. I just wanted to.
I thought we were going to be batting 1,000.
I wanted to build a relationship. So I did. Dan and I got lunch earlier, and I got a parking ticket. But I left it on my car because I want everyone to know my car's kind of a badass and doesn't play by the rules.
It's like a jailhouse tap for a car.
Yeah.
That's good. Is that really all you had for the fucking
Yeah, well, that'd be nice if we were friends.
We are friends, but we could have said this behind closed doors.
I want everyone to know how I feel about your kind eyes and your warm handshake.
No, you didn't say kind eyes the first time, buddy.
Yeah, well, I got a list.
So I owe you one now. Not everybody can cross their legs, and you can do that, and I appreciate that. It wasn't a slut.
Me and this guy.
It wasn't a slut.
Me and this guy got a real cross-leg
Oh!
sort of situation going on.
You guys are brown pants leg crossers. That's cool.
Yeah. No mustache for me though. I'm not brave enough. Are you
It's not a
serious?
mustache if it's connected. This is a debate I
had
had
mine.
on. I actually shaved into a mustache and I got self-conscious. So
It's a tough look to sell.
I don't have it in me. I had a mustache and I shaved it into a bandito, and then a guy just got out of prison and started working with me, and I was so self-conscious that I was like, oh hey, I'm Dan. This was a joke, by the way. I sold myself out immediately. Well, do you have something else planned, or should we do this?
We can talk. No, it's all about me right now, everybody. I went to the gas station the other day because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna use their trash cans. I'm gonna throw in my car trash. So I pulled up to the trash can, but there was a young man who had been working at his gas station clerk, and he was taking the trash out, but he had spilled gross trash juice on himself. So he was mad and punching the trash can, and then he threw a trash bag in it, and I was like, that's probably fine. So I took my trash out, and he looked at me and said, come on, man. And I said, you know, you're right. And I put my trash back in my car.
I was stuck in the
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, Dylan, we've told each other 2 nice things, and you had a trash story, so I think we should just...
I think we
I just want to start the show.
Yeah. Pooch! Lady! Quiet down.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Carl's running security, so he'll kick motherfuckers
Yeah, y'all
out.
better watch out.
Alright, without further ado, we're gonna get our first comedian up here. He's a hometown hero. Him and I started comedy at the same time, and boy, do I love him to death. He's the funniest man around, and he goes by the name of Chad Blodgett.
I have not had the right amount of drinks. I need to either have none or a few more. And this one's empty, so if somebody wants to get me a drink, that would be fantastic.
I do too.
Dan needs one too. All right. Thanks, buddy. Same. All right, I'm gonna move this so you guys can all see me clearly. Nice. Some of you were talking while Dan was speaking. That's not gonna happen while I'm up because I paid Sal $20. He's gonna punch you in the dick if you do. That's right. No, I paid extra for the dick punch. All right. I don't normally get nervous for doing comedy, but tonight I am. I don't know why. It's because I'm in a hometown.
We love you, Chad!
Thank you. They tell you to, if you're nervous, imagine the crowd naked. And unfortunately, like, I know too many of you. Like, I looked around, there's 11 of you I want to see naked. 4 of you that I have. One of them's my dad. Unfortunately, I just recently moved back in with my dad and stepmom because my life is going super good. And I saw my dad's junk. Like, way past, I was well past seeing your dad's junk age. Like, everybody, it's okay if you see your dad's junk when you're like a little kid. When you're 40, like, that's fucking wrong. Like, I moved back in and it was like the first week I was there, I went out in the morning to take a leak and he's like walking down the hall, like bollicky bare-assed, and he's like, oh, sorry, buddy. Goes back in his bedroom and grabs a flannel shirt. Puts it on, he's like, sorry about that. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? That was not the part that I was troubled with. He comes out just fucking Winnie the Pooh in it. All right, it's your house, your rules. I'm just gonna go back in here. Fuck me, right? So my life is going super good. Last time I was here in front of you guys, I was telling you how awesome my life was and how I had a great girlfriend and I had a new job and everything, and I don't have any of those things anymore. I also told you how I lost like 175 pounds. That was exciting. Thank you for not clapping because like most of it's back. Thank you. It's like chubby Dan. Go fuck yourself. I gotta tell you, if I weighed what Dan does, I'd never wear a fucking shirt. You'd have to talk me into pants. Do you know how many of you would see my dick? All of you plus me. Oh. Who's drinking tonight? All right, fuck me too. All right, who's stoned tonight? Too many of you are scared of it.
Not yet.
All right, not yet. That's right. Let's smoke after. It's fucking awesome. I'm not good at smoking. I cough a lot. I'm not good at it. Believe it or not, I'm good at eating it. which is actually the only thing it says on my Tinder profile. A couple of you can vouch for that. I'm not going to point out who, but you know what? Tell your friends, write it on that bathroom wall. I'm going to tell you about a couple times that I did edibles. The first time and the worst time. The first time was at a cookout, and it was a cookout. I was drinking. I wasn't sure. My friend brought the magic brownies, and I wasn't sure about eating them. And she was going to leave, and she walked past me with a tray of the magic brownies. She's like, oh, did you still want one of these? I was like, yeah, that's cool. And she hands me half a tray of brownies. Exactly, you know where this is going. Guys, I'm a pretty good person. If you loan me money, you're going to get it back. You tell me a secret, it's locked in the vault. If you hand me a tray of brownies, fuck you, that's your mistake. So I was going with what I was familiar with, and I was just fucking getting down on this tray of brownies, like eating it like a fucking hot girl's ass. And I just was going to town on it, and she comes back in, she's like, oh my god, how many did you have? I was like, just like 2. She's like, no, I don't care. I was like, no, it's a cheat day. She's like, no, I really don't care. How many did you have? I was like, 7. She's like, you need to be supervised the rest of the night. And she walked me outside to sit by the fire with the adults. Which I would have, earlier in that day, I would have thought I was one of them, but at that point I was definitely not. So I walked out and sat quietly by the fire until the fire told me it was time to leave. At which point I walked to my car and got in. And at this time, I'd like to tell you all, do not drive while you're under the influence. It's very irresponsible. Damage can be done. It could cause harm to you and others. But I left. In my car, my friend lives on a hill, and I was so terrified driving up the hill that I wasn't gonna make it, that I was stomping on the gas. And I was like, I was terrified that I wasn't gonna make it up the hill. I was gonna tip over, and I was gonna be like a fat stone turtle. And I was just screaming as I was stomping on the gas, like, come on! And then my buddy opened the door and was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I let you sleep in my son's race car bed. Just be quiet. So that was the first time I tried edibles. The worst time was a few years ago where I was part of the Portland, Maine Comedy Festival. And I got booked on a show called Comics on Chronic. I told the host, I was like, just so you know, I don't smoke a ton. He's like, oh no, it's no big deal. You do the first show, and then we give the comics edibles, and they do the second show. I was like, okay, cool. And since you don't really do anything, just do 10 milligrams. I was like, oh, that's cool, 10 milligrams, that sounds like medicine. I have no problem at saying no to medicine. But the night of, he hands me a bag full of candy. Guess what I do have a problem saying no to? He handed me a package of what looked like Rolos. So I ate 2 of them, and he said, just have 2, you'll be fine. And I was like, well, I don't feel anything, so I'm gonna have 2 more. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, it's showtime. I want to do really good on this Comics on Chronic show. I'm going to have 2 more. Then at the time of the show, the comic came to me, the booker, and he's like, hey, I think I gave you the wrong pack. I was supposed to give you a light one. I gave you an extra heavy one that was supposed to be for me. Those were like triple the dose. I was like, we're going to have a problem. I got up and did 7 minutes that night. I don't think I told 3 jokes. I'm not even sure I told 3 words coherently in a row. But the important part of that is that night I went back to an Airbnb I shared with friends, and my one friend was trying to get my attention. We were sleeping in the living room together. She kept trying to talk to me, but I was hyper-focused on this painting of a dog. I was like, I don't know why, but I was really concerned about what this dog was gonna do and like where his owners was and why he was left in the field. And I was like, man, I created this whole backstory for this fucking black lab in this painting. And this girl, she's one of my closest friends and I love her to death. And she was like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And she's like, all right. And she told me the next day, I didn't even know this, she completely changed, like out of her street clothes, into her undies, into her pajamas, then turned off the light. He's like, hey, I hope you're okay, good night. 10 minutes later, she told me, I was like, huh? So that's why I don't do edibles anymore. There's that. There's that. I'm excited to be here at the, where am I? I'm just kidding. I'm at the country club. Last time I was here for a buddy's birthday party and I got fucking wasted. I'm gonna do that tonight too, but not yet. The exciting part of last time is I got a hand job in my truck after the party. Yeah, I mean I was by myself, but it still counts. Some of you might be asking me like, Chad, why did you give yourself a hand job in the truck? And I will answer that question. And I will say, because I cannot possibly give myself a blowjob in the truck. I have tried.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Matt, you keep talking. What's up, buddy? I was like, how many people bought a ticket tonight? Is Matt's name on the flyer? Shut the fuck up. No, it was really good. A lot of guys will tell you, like, oh my god, if I could do that to myself, I'd never leave the house. But like, I say, lies. Because if you could do that to yourself, you gotta remember, you gotta be both ends. Like the one end, it was like, oh my god, this feels fantastic. But then the other one is like, this fucker took me to Applebee's and this is what he expected me to do. You better buy me that purse I want. Or like, seriously, I wish he'd wash a little better. Fuck me. Or at least that's just what I used to tell my priest. I'm just kidding, I'm not Catholic. I did go to summer camp though. Shimmy! Thanks, Shane. Appreciate that. I told you guys about how shit just went south with like my whole life and everything, and one of them was my relationship. I thought things were great, and I was wrong. I'd like to blame it all on her. I really would, but like I wasn't really good. I did some shitty things. Like one of the things that I really regret is that when she wasn't looking, I went through her phone. And there's no excuse for that. But I did see some things I shouldn't have seen. I saw some text from this dude that was like, you should break up with him, you could definitely do better, like I never thought he was good enough for you. And I didn't know what to do because I couldn't tell her, be like, hey, like what the fuck? Because she'd know that I looked at her phone, and then also I can't get her to stop talking to that guy because it's her dad. And we used to get in fights. Like one day she like ran out in the living room when I'm sitting there watching TV. She ran out and was like just yelling at me and mad. And I was like, "What is your problem?" She's like, "There's pubes and diarrhea in the toilet, and I don't have either of those." And I was like, "That's on me then." But yeah, I had a breakup and I had to move back in with my folks, and all of it really sucked, and I was really depressed, and it got dark. Like it got like midnight dark. Like looking for a rafter that'll support my weight dark, and like I don't see any in this room, so we're good. But through counseling and modern medicine and a little bit of self-medicating, like I'm doing okay. And my therapist told me to find something, no matter how insignificant, to get me through the day. To find something to focus on, something that I love, something that makes me want to wake up the next day. And I have a cat, and his name's Tuxedo Bob, and that's my homie. He's a little black and white cat, and he's the best. He's like, I love him. Like I would set most of you on fire to keep him around. It turns out like he has no thumbs, so he can't open the food. And he also is a really shitty speller, so he couldn't even make a sign to panhandle. So like he relies on me to feed him. So every day, no matter how shitty it is, I tell myself, I gotta feed Tuxedo Bob. I gotta feed Tuxie. I gotta feed Tuxie. And there was one day where things were going particularly shitty, and I was like, today's the day I'm gonna take a fucking bath with that toaster, I swear to Christ. But then I remembered Tuxedo Bob.
Yeah, that's my joke.
And I just kept telling myself all day, like, you're gonna go home, you're gonna feed Tuxie, it's gonna be okay. And I got home and I saw my roommate, aka my mom, and she was like, hey, by the way, I fed your cat. And I'm not confident if she was just trying to be nice, or if she's like really wants me out of her fucking house. Guys, I'm Chad Blodgett, thanks for your time.
Chad Blodgett, everybody.
Wow.
Great stuff there.
My goodness.
Great stuff, Chad. Told me I'm not allowed to feel chubby. You're just gatekeeping being fat.
Yeah, Chad said, if I looked like Dan, I'd show my dick, but then chastise your dad for his dick.
My dad?
Equal dicks,
My dad's bigger than Dan. So he
I bet,
showed big.
I bet your dad's got a honker, dude.
I actually
We're a
gotta
hog on that,
I tell you, like, I didn't inherit everything.
I'll bring Chad's dad's dick up here. I gotta take a look at this goddamn thing.
Get that thing up here. That thing's gonna do time tonight.
Sorry, Dad. Sit down.
Chad,
He can't do a full set.
it sounds like you can't do a full set. It sounds like he's going long over there.
Probably true.
Chad, you and I have known each other a long time.
We have.
We've done a lot of shows together. We've talked a lot about life and love.
We have.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
I think I might.
Chad and I, it was pre-COVID, so like 5 years ago, something like that. We're in a car full of comedians, just having locker talk, you know, just get fucking down and dirty, boy. And no, we didn't kiss. Again, Matt, I love you. Shut the fuck up. Let me do the funny stuff, because you're preventing that. But we're talking about the subject of having sex with a girl at her house.
Which I've done.
You don't have to lie. But Chad immediately said, well, the only thing I hate about that is you have to take the condom off after. This guy proceeded to say that when he would have sex with a lovely woman, he would finish in the condom, tie it in a knot, and put it in his pocket to bring home. I just love an explanation on this because I've sat on it for 3 years with you as a friend, but still being like, yeah, he's got that one thing.
I don't know, I just thought it was super disrespectful to leave it at a lady's house.
But all I can think about is Chad getting pulled over. Okay, thank you. All I can think of is Chad on the ride home getting pulled over, pulled out of the car and frisked. And that cop just fucking murdering you, dude. Just so mad at you.
He would be so pissed.
Listen, Chad Blodgett is a dang-ass freak. And I'm on board.
That's right.
Because you know what? I understand where Chad is coming from.
Coming in.
Chad seduces a woman as he's wont to do. I mean, look at the man. And then he says, hey, I'm going to reuse this thing. I'm going to bring this home. And I'm on board with that reduce, reuse, recycle business, Chad. So yeah, thank you for reusing these condoms and throwing them out into the world.
Well, I tied a knot. It's like I don't want it to
You get
leak.
back
I don't
in
want to
there.
leak it into my pocket. That's just weird.
Is the concern that she's going to steal up all that good stuff?
I think I just watched too much CSI and I was afraid she was going to frame me for a crime. I don't know.
But what happens at the McDonald's drive-thru on the way home when you go to pay for your meal?
The squish of that pocket.
Well, I don't know.
Also, you're poor garbage, man.
Or are you keeping a shrine?
I feel-
You're like a college kid with beer bottles. I gotta keep every single one of these.
Oh yeah, like when they put the empty beer bottles all over the wall.
Chad's keeping them as a
I
tally.
do. It's like I nail them to the wall. It's just celebrating. I actually don't do that. The rest of that was true. Like that part was a joke.
And, wait. And Chad's living with his parents now. So his dad with the killer hog has to go into his room. So they go, rookie numbers.
Cam, don't look at my room. I promise it's not promised nailed to the wall. I promise.
So Chad, you're obviously a real Casanova. Do you have any dating advice?
Don't.
Well,
I've been trying to do apps and stuff, and it's the worst. Like it's.
Appetizers.
No. Well, I mean, obviously I've been doing those quite well for some time, but like the dating apps, it's just the worst. You try to swipe, and it's just like that $5 bin of movies at Walmart where you're just like pawing through. The longer you keep pawing through and passing through them, you're gonna catch something. That's just like dating apps.
What have you had any success stories on these dating apps?
I actually had a lot of success, and I would tell you. Yeah, I would tell you the story, but
Oh, you a freak.
it's gonna sound like I'm bragging, and I totally am.
brag, baby. Let the boy brag.
All right, so I matched with this girl on the dating app, and I invited her to come to a show. And she showed up, and the booker said to me, he's like, hey, do you mind opening? And I was kind of like in my own head, I was like, I was like, nah, I mean, I'm better than opening. I was big upping myself, and I felt like a shitbag, but I opened, and I crushed. I was way funnier than I was tonight, I promise. And then after the show, the host comes to me, and I'm sitting with a girl, and he's like, hey, sorry I had you open. Can you come back next month and headline? And I was like, fuck yeah, absolutely. And the girl's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. You're going to be a headliner? And then after the show, we were sitting in her car, and we were like fooling around, and like things were going really well. And then she's like, oh my God, stop. And I was like, what? What'd I do? And she's like, the busboy's in the car next to us, and he saw us. And I was like, no, he didn't. He's like, yeah, he definitely saw your hand in my pants, my tits out. And then I was like, whoops. But then I came back next month, and the host, he asked me to come back. And I was like, oh, do you want me to headline? He's like, no, we're going to have you open. And I just said I was going to have you headline because I'm trying to big up you in front of that girl. But the busboy really wants you to come back because he wants to see your girlfriend's tits. That was my most exciting success story.
And that has been our most exciting opener for the night.
Chad may not be a selfish lover, but he is Chad Blodgett, everybody.
Before we continue, does anybody in here rip jewels?
Nobody?
I thought I brought
89 people and none of you jewel?
Oh, you know what I'd love if the front row and shut the fuck up, please? Goddamn. Well, also, we definitely sold 89 tickets, and there's much more than you here. So some of you pulled a fast one on the boys. Eh, good on you for it. Fuck it.
This lady, she works here.
Yeah, don't. All right, leave that one alone. So you guys, our next comedian I met at an open mic. He is a Dartmouth College student who I think just has the greatest sense of humor. He's gonna do some time for you here. His name is Nick Sugaruto, everybody.
My goodness night from one of you. Yeah, look at that. You remember one night stand goes so bad, blogs on Instagram, but adds you on LinkedIn? I honestly prefer that way, you know, makes conversation afterwards much easier. Hey, what are we? Colleagues. I don't know why I told that joke. This is clearly not a LinkedIn crowd. This is a Craigslist personals crowd. You know, like truck stop bathroom with the hole cut out type crowd. I've never been to a country club. This is not a fucking country club. I'm sorry. There are way too many pickup trucks and like American flags around the building. Yeah. You know, I'm an American. You know, I am an American, right? Because keep in mind, like, my first love was a Panda Express waitress. It was a Mexican lady serving Chinese food that tasted like white trash. Like this is a beautiful country. I don't know, man. I did go a little on money, you know, which in hindsight I'm like grateful for, you know, because let me get this mic out. This is, I'm like tonguing it as I speak. Because it taught me how to be frugal, you know, and because of that, I pay for OnlyFans. You guys know OnlyFans, right? I see a lot of gray hair in the audience, just want to make sure everyone's on board here. You know, guys, OnlyFans, like, you know, Etsy for broken homes. You guys know that? Yeah, but I pay for OnlyFans because the savings is just too good to pass up, you know? Like, there was one girl showing me a sale for, you know, like 3 months for $7. Like, I can't miss out. I gotta fix my life, man. It's an issue. Yeah, because you know, my life was an issue. I spend $50 on drinks, $100 on OnlyFans, no issue. I buy a $10 book from Barnes & Noble's, get a call from my bank. Hey, we went ahead and froze your card over some uncharacteristic activity. We saw a $10 charge for Tony Robbins. Was that you? Yeah. I don't know, man. And I grew up being old school, if you couldn't tell, you know, I didn't do any touchy-feely stuff. Any families out here tonight? What? For real? Okay, yeah. Cause you know, when I learned about sex for the first time, I asked my mom, hey, Mom, was that an accident? And she goes, no, you're not an accident. You're a mistake. Terminology is very important. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were fucking asleep. It's knocked out, calmed down. I don't know, man. I'm an Asian dude, in case that wasn't already obvious. I'm C-race. I usually rock a chain with a Buddha on it, and people come up to me oh, you know, it's so cool to do every culture like that. That's so cool of you. I'm not Buddhist. I just like the idea of me, a skinny dude, wearing a fat dude on my neck. Yeah. I don't know, man. Black History Month, anyone celebrate? Yeah, I'm proud for that. I got a buddy of mine, and he gives me shit oh, I don't like when people wear Jordans, you know, that's cultural appropriation, right? Cause and fair enough, right? Cause I mean, I guess Jordans were popular as black people and black culture, right? But dog, these are made in China. You're appropriating my shit, because as far as I'm concerned, this is traditional Chinese footwear. Handmade by a master artisan who's been training since the age of 5. Same buddy of mine, I was telling him a story, right? Because, you know, my family's actually been in America for a long time, you know, and, my uncle, he was actually, when he was a boy, he was, run out of his home by the KKK. And I told my buddy this, wow, you know, I didn't know that, the KKK hated Asian people like that. Dude, it's the Klan. What did you think they thought about Asian people? They're not standing around oh, I have a pointed hood, you have a pointed hat, We're not so different, you and I. No. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't like talking about being Asian, honestly, because it's keep on, I'm an Asian dude. It's kind of funny at worst, the racism, you know. Like I used to work in a nursing home, and I had this patient, like Nancy, right? And Nancy was either like partially blind or like slightly demented. And I bring that up because like when she talked about when she saw me, right? Like her thoughts about Asian people like came up, but she didn't recognize that I myself was Asian. And I bring that because those guys were racist. Like she's like sitting there, you know, like prattling of all the classics, you know, like oh, you know, they talk funny, they smell weird, they eat weird food, and like the way I was taught growing up was like if someone's racist to you, you have to like beat them up. That doesn't work here. Like no one's going around to Tina the next day like, oh Nick, I'm so glad you beat up that partially blind, slightly demented lady. Now these partially blind, slightly demented ladies have had it too good for too long in this country. Yeah, you know what happens? Next day, it's all over Facebook. Asian men are beating up partially blind, slightly demented ladies because that's what they do now. And so, you know, I can't fight, can't run away, so all I can do is sit there and like take it, right? But all of a sudden she like spins back around to me like, hey, what do you think? Huh? So, can't fight, can't run away, all I can do is like join in. So, I'm sitting there like, you know, they're sneaky, I can't trust them, they're emotionally closed off, and I was talking about my dad there, and let me tell you, okay, this partially blind, slightly demented lady was an amazing listener. Like, she told me everything I needed to hear in that moment. You know, like, you know, you don't need them, you're better than them. White power. And that's my time. My name is Cigs Inside. Thank you.
It's Super Russo, everybody. You brought up an interesting point about white power. It is Black History Month, and we're celebrating in the best way we can, just cramming 100 white people into a golf course. This is amazing.
This is not a golf course. This is like a monster truck derby at best.
Oh, all right, Nick. Not yet. We're very grateful to be here. We love Claremont Country Club. They're actually taking new memberships. If anyone wants to talk to them after the show.
Except for that guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nick, you might have to leave after this. Were you? So did you think you were a mistake?
I get the feeling sometimes.
Yeah, I'm 12 years younger than my brother. So my parents were like, nah, we wanted to have you at 42. We planned on that. What's the age difference between you and the last sibling?
6. I was first though.
Oh, fuck you. Now everybody's gatekeeping it.
I'm a prize. My parents like nailed it.
They did. He's at a country club drunk in a Dale Earnhardt t-shirt.
Amen, everybody. Let's
We got
go.
it. 3 for Dale. So Nick, how do you, this is your first time in Claremont, how do you like it so far?
Honestly, it's kind of nice actually. I kind of shit on it for like a good like 3 minutes, but like it's pretty scenic, you know.
Had you been to New Hampshire before going to Dartmouth?
No, I've never been out of California, dude.
Wait, say it again.
I'm from San Diego.
Oh.
Before coming to school here, I've never been out of the state.
Well, we're a bunch of New Hampshire people in here. Let us tell us some of your first impressions.
Why are you doing this thing?
What else to talk about?
You can give me a shot, dude. Like,
So anyway, you're a fancy Dartmouth kid. Talk about being rich.
Anyways, your parents are rich, right?
Roy.
no, like I mean the food like could use some work. The food could use some work, you know. Not cause like back in high school, I used to like get in a car, drive 40 minutes, cross the border, get tacos, come back. Like that was heaven, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, we take pride in a fried possum around here, and don't you fucking dare talk shit.
You know, I will say like the donuts here they just slap, dude. The donuts, dude. I don't know what you
A
guys
real
call them.
donut freak.
Oh yeah.
You should have been here 10 years ago when Duncan was slapping. Shit's weak now.
There are franchises in the state?
Is there a franchise of Dunkin' Donuts in New Hampshire?
I meant franchises in general.
All right. Yes. Dunkin' Donuts was started around here. We're big Dunkin' people around here.
Y'all fuck with Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh, Ben and Jerry's, I know that, Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's, yep, Vermont. But getting closer. Getting closer. Getting closer. Now, the one thing New Hampshire had is that we were first in the primary, and that just got taken away from us, so we're pissed.
But Nick, I can look right at you and tell you, you're an old man on the mountain kind of guy, right? Right? Say yes. No, say yes.
I don't know what that means, dude.
Oh, jeez! Oh,
I'm worried you're catching him in a sex trap right now.
I know some English.
Now, old Man on the Mountain was a weird monument that everyone here clung their personality to, and then it crumbled, and then Joe Biden got elected. And...
We're trying our best. Please, man.
Joe Biden's the reason Broad Street's the way it is. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Thanks, Obama.
I want to take a left on red. But Nick, I can't thank you enough for coming. You killed. You did something. Nick, thank you so much for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. Hell yeah, we'll have you back.
Thank you. Do we have another comedian?
We do have another.
Where are you going? Sit down. All right.
There's 2 chairs up front with nobody in them and 20 people in the back. Something's going on. Oh!
Yo, they got put to use.
Oh, those are the old school.
Hey, somebody standing in the back there. I see y'all back there. What's that? Dan, what flipped me off?
Boardman?
Dan Boardman, come sit up here. You coward.
Local celebrity Dan Boardman sneaks into comedy show. Now, Clam Shack. I knew it.
John's Turtle Club.
I knew that Claremont would get wild, but I didn't expect Clam Shack from the bar, but I appreciate it, I guess.
Dude, I was on my way from Sunapee, and there's a place called Evelyn J's Seafood Shop, and it's like, yo, just because you're at Rand's Pond doesn't mean you're fucking digging clams out of that thing.
Yeah, it's digging crayfish, I guess. But we do have another comedian. He is a staple in the Boston comedy scene. He drove all the way here to be with you tonight, and boy, is he funny. Give it up for Dan Reardon!
Yeah!
What's going on? Yeah, I did drive up here from Boston. It's good to be here. I like coming up. I like coming up to places like this because I just feel like back home, everywhere I look, someone's trying to sell me on a marketing slogan. You know, get me in the door. I've been looking for a new apartment, and one of the flyers just said "Opportunity awaits." You know, and I was just like, what kind of opportunity does a studio apartment offer? You know, it's like, hey, you trying to sleep in your kitchen? Act now. Right? And I'm not trying to shit on studio apartments, but like the bed is in the kitchen. Right? It's like, it's hard to focus on trying to fuck good, right? When you can see you have to take your trash out. That's all I'm saying. You know, there's these luxury condos downtown Boston. It costs $5 million to get in at this place, ground floor. They put a sign on the building. It says, "Where dreams take flight." Let me tell you something. You can afford to live in a $5 million condo, and your dreams haven't taken flight yet? Get on prescription painkillers. That's the only way out of that situation. You know, so, I'm looking for an apartment. I'm also in the market for a new car. Any car salesman here? Yeah? Bro, the process is a fucking nightmare. Yeah, I bet, yeah. Car salesmen are good guys, but the process they let happen is a fucking nightmare, I think. So I tried to develop a new method for car buying. You know, like instead of researching the car I'm trying to buy, I just started researching the salesman I'm gonna buy a car from. You know, like background checks, court records. You know? So when we sit down to negotiate, I can be like, listen, man, I know this car is worth $17,000, but I also know you're 2 months behind on child support, and you need to make this sale. You know, so let's call it $13,500. Right? That's how he has to check in with his manager, which is fine. Just remind him, he spent more time checking in on his family. I mean, he wouldn't be in the situation. Let's call it 12-6. Get the deal done. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get a car. I'm thinking about getting a bike. Like, the bike culture in Boston is so fucking out of control. Like, I just can't be involved in that. You know, I mean, I was walking through Cambridge the other day, and I saw this couple cruise by me on a 2-person bike. It's always a weird move, right? Because like, no one on a 2-person bike looks like they're going somewhere normal. You know, like, I didn't see this couple and think, oh, they're probably just headed to the bank. Right, you're on that bike, I gotta assume you have nowhere else to be. Now, the 2-person bike, that's not the bike you get on when you find out your dad's in the hospital. Right? Like, unless he fell off his fucking unicycle, you kinda look like a moron. You know? Like, I think my favorite part about the two-person bike is that someone's got to ride bitch. You know, I think it tells you a lot about the power dynamic in that relationship. You know, I see this couple, the wife's on the front, the husband's on the back. You know, something tells me they didn't flip a coin. Let's figure that out. You know, I think the wife decided she was taking the front, and she had to talk her husband onto the back, like, hey, listen, honey, you're gonna get the back. You know, it's not that fun. You get your own handlebars. You know, they don't work, right? But neither do you. You know? Maybe get a fucking job and we can afford 2 bikes. I think that's probably how that went down. So, I don't know if I'm cut out for bike culture. I was also reading that like the bike thefts in Boston are an all-time high. And the article said the best way to stop a bike thief is to confront them. So that's an interesting strategy. I mean, whoever wrote that article has clearly never been to Chinatown after midnight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of bike thieves now are walking around with a bag full of power tools, you know? It's like, I don't care how much jujitsu you know. It's like, you're not going to choke out a guy with an angle grinder. Right? Like, it sucks to have your bike stolen. It sucks a little bit worse when this guy takes your thumbs off with a blowtorch. Right? And like, how do you explain that to people? You know, you come out of the hospital, they're like, what happened, man? Well, my therapist told me to be more assertive, so I confronted my bike thief, and now I'm a burn victim. There's just no way to live. And the worst part is, the guy's gonna fuck you up, and he's still gonna take your bike. You know, you're gonna see it on Facebook Marketplace. Seller's gonna have a 5-star review. Right, so it's not only your bike thief beat your ass, you find out he provides excellent customer service. I love sleeping at night with that information. So, I don't know. I might get a bike in the spring. I've been, I don't know yet. I'm on the fence. I'm just enjoying the winter. I'm a winter guy. Is there any winter guys in here? Yeah, fuck yeah. I don't like the summer because I'm not a beach guy. I feel like all summer, all I do is just get dragged to the beach. And like, I'm not built for the beach, right? Like, I'm pale as fuck. I got a lot of surface area. No, so I just end up going to the beach and just sit under the umbrella sweating all day. You know, there's nothing for me to do. Like, I go up to Maine. Dude, the water's so cold. Like, I walk in up to my knees, and like, I can feel my dick start packing the duffel bag. You know, he's like, you go any further, pal, you're not going to see me for the rest of the weekend. Yeah, so I'm between a rock and a hard place here. I don't know what to do. Like, my girlfriend would go to the beach, she can bring a book to the beach, you can just get lost in a book. Which is like, that's cool, but I don't have that speed. You know, like, some people get lost in a book. I'm the type of guy that likes to get lost in like a discount liquor warehouse. You know what I mean? Like a total, I can walk around and just let the bottom shelf gin spark my imagination. That's my speed. So I'm gonna die young. I don't know. I don't drink anymore actually. Just good. But fun fact. But what else is going on? Oh yeah, I think my favorite part about the beach is just eating an Italian sub at 8 a.m. Why do we do that? I don't know. I do it because I'm fat. I used to be more fat. I went to the last time I went to the doctor, I figured out I had to like cut back because they put me on cholesterol medication. Which, anyone on that? Anyone on that shit? Yep. Yeah? Yes. What's that? Yeah, you? Yeah. Yeah, so you don't think you belong on it either, right? Yeah, no. We don't need that shit. But it's funny. When they put you on cholesterol, I've never really been on medication before. But when they put me on cholesterol medication, there was like a couple of rules that he'd give you the fact sheet. And the doctor was like, all right, man, we're going to put you on these meds. The most important thing is you got to avoid grapefruit. I was like, listen, buddy, I don't think that's going to be a problem. You know, like, I'm 28 years old, you're putting me on the same medication as my grandfather. Like, all the fruit hasn't been a big part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, I'm just trying not to die. That's what it comes down to. So, yeah, I've been working on my physical health. I've also been working on my mental health, which is like, that's a big thing now. Like, you guys ever do something rewarding? Make yourself feel good? No? I mean, it's a double-edged sword, I'll be honest. Like, I volunteered down at the Salvation Army a couple months ago, and like every day I'd walk in there, and I was just thinking to myself, like, this would probably be a lot more rewarding if it wasn't court-ordered. You know, because I was doing time. You know, a lot of people don't know that about the Salvation Army. A lot of people that got working there are actually criminals. You know those Santas hanging outside Market Basket ringing the bell during Christmas? Yeah, those Santas are wanted in like 6 states. They don't tell you that. But they do, I swear to God, they're all criminals. They treat it like prison too. Like my first day, I walk in there and I'm like checking, they bring me this intake room. And it's like me and a couple other guys doing like community service. We're not hardcore criminals, but we're all trying to get our street cred up. So I'm like, hey, what's up guys? I'm Dan, I'm doing 40 hours. Community service. And another guy gets up, he's like, all right, yeah, I'm Mike, and I'm doing 500 hours. Turned out that guy robbed a liquor store at gunpoint. I was drunk, so it was just like, he got up and he's like, all right, Dan, first thing I'm gonna have you do is go shovel the driveway. And I don't know, I was like, do I work for this guy? I don't know, so I just went and did it. And like, that's how I know I wouldn't last a second in real prison. Right, 'cause I worked in the Salvation Army for like 15 minutes and I was already Mike's bitch. So I'm trying to stay out of trouble. I'm trying to keep my life together. Just trying not to die, like I said. But that being said, I do think we need to start fact-checking some of these obituaries. Hear me out. Dude, every time I read an obituary now, I'm just like, did anybody verify that this guy's smile could light up the room? No, because I heard he was kind of a dick. Dude, this girl I grew up with died. Rest in peace. But one of the lines in her obituary, one of the lines in her obituary was like, Ashley was a very caring girl. First and foremost, she loved her family. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I knew Ashley really well, and like, I think cocaine might have something to say about that. You know, because Ashley liked her family, but she also loved the fat rail, so. Jury's out on Ashley, I think. I don't know, too dark. Anyone got a dog? Yeah, a lot of dog people. Yeah, I've been thinking about adopting a dog, but like, I'm not responsible enough to adopt a dog. So I just think what I'm gonna do is just adopt a dog's overall mentality. You know, so like my boss starts giving me shit, like I'll stand there and listen to him. I'm just gonna go piss in his kitchen. That's how it works, right? Like dogs will do the craziest thing and then they'll just look at you like, what are you gonna do? I'm a dog. Now you can put me in my crate, but I'm gonna fuck my bed in front of your whole birthday party. That's the trade-off. Am I wrong? Dogs do whatever they want. I don't know. Alright, I'll leave you with one more fun fact about me. I played a lot of sports growing up, which means I've been in a lot of locker room situations. If you're following the math, which means I've seen a lot of dicks. And I'll tell you, like, if you've seen one dick, you have not seen all the dicks. Yeah, a couple of memorable ones. Yeah, I used to work out with this guy. His dick was shaped like a rectangle. I swear to God, it looked like a big like 9-volt battery. You know, which is like that's really weird on its own. But what made it really weird is like I've never seen a 9-volt battery I didn't want to put my tongue on. So that was a crazy summer, and that's my time, guys. It's been great. Thanks.
Dan Reardon, everybody. I just want to say first and foremost, Chad's dad has a hog I'll never forget. That's the one I remember seeing. Chad, great job, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, good to be my first time in Claremont. Right?
Oh, you've been taking home. Wow. The welcome committee. So I got a question for you. You talk about two-person bikes.
Yes.
You talk about the power dynamic. Where do you place Dylan and I on a bike? Think about it. Think about it. Really think about it.
I don't know. I don't know. Dude, I could see you like Dylan not accepting the back, and you get all cunty
Listen,
about it.
I'm not as scared to embrace my boy, dude. Just hug him around the hips.
Well, you look like a fucking Cambridge hipster woman. So.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
So they generally get what they want. So I'm gonna go.
I'm on the front, baby. So Dan, you're from Boston. I probably met your brother before out front of South Station. I had dudes come up to me and say, "Man, can I get $3.45 for the Peter Pan bus?" And I said, Dan Reardon's brother, dude, get the fuck out of here.
That guy ran the bus. I was getting healthy.
Dartmouth coach up here.
Just attacking the guest. What the fuck? He said you get the front of the bike, you piece of shit. Dan, I got a question. You and I, look, I'm not trying to be rude, but you and I are both chubby boys. Don't tell that to Chad Blodgett. He'll fucking gatekeep all night about what fat actually is. Do you swim with a shirt on?
Yes.
Damn.
I do. I wear a UV shirt.
What's a UV?
Ultraviolet.
So sharks don't get you? What do you want?
Why ultraviolet? What
son. That's how you have to do it.
I don't want any extra shadows.
I'm trying to be safe in the ocean.
No, I've recently started swimming with a shirt, and I fucking hate it. Swimming with a shirt is basically just saying, yeah, I'm fat, but it's none of your business. Keep the fuck.
Yeah, dude. Except it is everyone's business because everyone's side eyeing you.
It's reverse camouflage.
It's gonna suck to your body.
Stand out even
That
more.
fucking fat fuck.
I also love that you asked this audience, do you guys do anything rewarding? And you were met with silence.
I'm in it for myself. Fuck you.
No, we come to a country club during Black History Month and watch your fucking all white lineup. God damn. But you said you were visiting the area, you were up in Sunapee. What were you doing up in that area?
Answer for yourself.
I mean, I was trying to find something to actually do. Dude, what is with all the fucking gas stations up here? Do you guys get annexed by Russia?
Oh, we're just fucking gassed up around here, boy. Yeah, it didn't make sense.
That's where we get our hard-boiled eggs at.
Oh, what's the weirdest thing you bought from a gas station? You're buying those rhino pills, bro?
Gas station boner pills?
You know about them boner pills, boy?
I don't know. Probably, I mean, dude, I eat gas station cheeseburgers every once in a while.
I'll fuck around. I'll find out pretty quickly after, too. Have you ever bought gas station sushi?
Yeah.
I've made that mistake 3 times!
Is that can you do that in New Hampshire?
Oh, yeah. You buy anything you want.
You should not.
Guns and gas stations.
God. Sometimes you think of a joke and then you're like, yeah. Even in Claremont, I can't say that. Nah, I don't think you can buy guns at a gas station, man, but...
Yo,
okay,
you mean my
close.
boy Daryl out back in the fucking mobile?
Oh, Dan Hartman's up front now. God damn. Oh, wait a minute. This is the trifecta. This is 3 Dans. We're about to take this town by storm, you guys. You thought January 6th was a problem. We're about to take the Opera House.
These people did not think January 6th was a problem.
Dan, if you and a bunch of your best friends were going to take Claremont by storm, where's the first place you'd start?
Not this fucking place.
Dance house.
I think I'd start at Main Street Mobile. Nobody would suspect it. Next thing you know, we got half a Main Street.
Yeah, make some fucking regional jokes, dude.
Oh, it's your first 30 seconds here? Talk more about this place we know.
What do you think of Cumbies?
Actually, what is your opinion on Cumberland Farms?
It's gotta be, I think it's one of the best, it's gotta be.
Wow. Shout out
Celebrate,
Cumberland Farms.
let's go.
Shout out Cumberland Farms.
No, what do you like? You just boo that?
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Feeling left out?
Once again, that's exactly how January 6th started. I don't know, I'm just here. Just fucking join everybody.
Yeah, I guess we're knocking the door down.
I had a couple things to say. Also, fuck Cumbies. We love Fireside Beverage,
Hey,
which I haven't mentioned one time. The owner's here, Zach Thomas. He's a gentleman. Sorry to do a plug in the middle here. He's a great guy.
Zach Thomas, if you're in here, who is the arch nemesis to Fireside Beverage?
Woodstock, hops, and barley.
Yo, fuck Woodstock, hops, and barley! We fucking hate those motherfuckers! Hope you guys aren't here, but if you are, thanks for buying tickets.
Alright, Dylan, we're going to throw it back to Dan.
It's been fun, guys.
Dan, I can't thank you enough for being here. This fella traveled all the way here just because I told him what a great crowd we'd have. And he's so mad he broke the fucking precedent. So,
Dan Reardon, everybody!
thank you, man.
That's gonna be a problem.
Oh, really? Oh, it's an actual
Things are going bad now.
Yeah, people will pull it out of it. Thank you, buddy.
Dan Reardon.
Wow. Everyone, how are we feeling? How is this show going? It seems to be going pretty goddamn well. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're not over at the Opera House.
Fuck the Opera House show, right? Cheer if you hate the Opera House show! That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to actually militarize these
No,
people.
no, I didn't do
against
it.
the
Yeah.
opera. Anyhow, you guys, we've got another comedian coming up. Dylan and I did this show over on the Seacoast, and she absolutely murdered, and she's just one of the funniest comedians I know. Everybody give it up for Kate Malloy! Yeah!
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm your uterus for the evening. I will be talking about my period. It's in my contract. Yeah, I was incredibly young when I went through puberty. I was actually the first girl in my grade to get a mustache. Still haven't gotten my period, so I don't know what's going on there. I have one sister, and my parents put a lot of effort into trying to make sure that we were these strong, independent, feminist women. And now my parents don't have any grandchildren. And that's on them. Like, they could have raised a whore. Yeah, and they did. But we're Democrats. Yeah, I have the copper IUD. Are you guys familiar with it? Yeah. It's basically, it's just a mini coat hanger. Just stays in your uterus at all times. It's the back alley abortion for the women on the go. The Go-Gurt of birth control, if you will. That's misinformation. Right. No, the way it works is the ions in the copper interfere with sperm and egg and prevent fertilization. That's why no one's ever knocked up the Statue of Liberty. Many have tried. Yeah, that's actually how they discovered the copper IUD. That they were like, how come no one's knocked up this broad yet? They looked into it. Now my parents don't have any grandchildren. And they really, really want grandchildren. Does anyone here want grandchildren, like my parents?
Yeah.
Yeah? One guy in the back. But my parents, they really want grandchildren, and I think it's because all of their friends have grandchildren. So I had to sit them down and say, Mom, Dad, while your friends jump off a bridge, I still won't have a baby. But my mom just does not understand the meaning of the word no. I don't know what fraternity she was in, but I think it's still under investigation. And my dad is a lot like a sorority girl though. You know, he's always telling me how proud he is of me and how much he loves me. So it's a real mystery I was such a whore in college. But he's like very hard of hearing. So it was a lot like being raised by Siri. Like one time my mom and I were talking and my dad jumps in, yeah, we had a married condo. I was like, we're talking about Marie Kondo. The life-changing magic of tidying up. Do you guys know Marie Kondo? Anyone? Yeah. Okay, a lot of you do. If you're unfamiliar, she basically has this philosophy where you go around your house and you pick things up, and if it brings you joy, you keep it, and if it doesn't, you get rid of it. And at the end of the day, you realize you're just depressed. And you've given away all your stuff. But yeah, he was like, I don't know, I just thought that's what you were talking about, you know? And the worst example, I called him this summer because I was going on a lake trip with work. And I didn't know what a work-appropriate bathing suit would be. So I was like, I don't know if I have a work-appropriate bathing suit. He goes, Kate, I don't think it's appropriate to wear a bathing suit to a wake. Yeah, he thought I said wake trip. What a weird way to say, hey, my coworker is dead. And this man thought that I thought it was appropriate to wear a bathing suit to a wake before maybe I misheard her. And he wants grandchildren. He won't be able to hear them. But, you know, Darren left, my cousin, who's also my best friend, who's basically raised like my sister, she just had a baby. really exciting. Yeah, you can not clap for that, I guess. I guess we hate babies here. Yeah, but she had a baby and she named him Bennett. And she named him Bennett because we're from Connecticut. Yeah. I lost my virginity to a guy named Carter. And I root for a hockey team that doesn't exist anymore. But she had him on Valentine's Day. Did anyone have like a good Valentine's Day? Anyone in love? Yeah? You had a good one? Okay, give it up for love. Anyone cry over their ex on Valentine's Day? So that's what I did. It was a lot of fun. It caught me by surprise, so I was having a good day. And then I went on Instagram because I'm an idiot. And they really shouldn't allow single people on Instagram on Valentine's Day. Like there should be a warning like, this content will cause you to go into a 3-month depression. Proceed with caution. And if you hit okay, there should be another one that pops up that says, are you sure? Or is your therapist on maternity leave and maybe you should just go to bed? And I had a big heartbreak right before Christmas, like 2 days before Christmas. The holidays have been tough for me. There was this guy on my skee ball team that I really liked. Yeah, I'm 29 and single, so I joined a skee ball team. And he was single too, and I thought he liked me, and then a few weeks in, he showed up with his new girlfriend, right? I know, it was worse, and she's got perfect makeup on, there's like short blonde hair, huge tits. Like he saw me and was like, I'll take the opposite. And it was confusing for me because I'm bisexual, so I went home and I didn't know if I was more jealous of her or his face. You know? He was really sweet about the rejection though. Like we were walking back to my car, we were talking about being from Connecticut and feminism because his mom was a breadwinner and so was mine. I was like, oh, we have so much in common. Dump big tits and be with me. And I'm a feminist, so I would never steal anybody's man, because sisterhood, you know, we gotta stick together. Men, I have no allegiance to you. Okay? I will steal your women. If I had any game with women, which I don't. Like the last girl I was trying to get with, we were out at a disco party, and we were dancing, and we were flirting, and I was like, hey, like, do you want to make out with me? And she was like, I do, but I can't, because I'm working on myself right now. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, maybe you could just pause for a little bit. And then we make out, and then when we're done, you can get back to that. She was like, no, that's not how it works. So I just like went to the bar and started flirting with the guy, asked if he wanted to make out, and he said yes, because men are never working on themselves. You know? Like if a man says he's working on himself, he's just going to the gym more. And like, you know, I've been there, like I've worked on myself and I've come a really long way. Like I'm now the mistake that women need to avoid when they're working on themselves. Yeah. It's true what they say, you are what you sleep with. Yeah, so I went to Catholic school. Do I have any Catholic school survivors here? A few, yeah. So for the rest of you, what that means is the first time that I was fingered. I was on a bus going to see the Pope. It wasn't the awakening my parents signed me up for, but it was and my parents were so proud that I had gone to see the Pope, and they were like telling their friends for years that I'd seen the Pope, and so for years people kept asking me about what the Pope was like. I have no fucking clue what the Pope was like. Okay, I was on a bus getting fingered. And then I was in a field surrounded by Christians getting fingered. Yeah, and at going to Catholic school, you get like these weird ideas, right? Like I was always terrified of getting pregnant. I wasn't having any sex, but Mary, you guys know Mary? Yeah. She never sinned, right? right? So as a reward, she got to be on the first season of Teen Mom. I didn't want to be on Teen Mom, so I would just sing like a small amount every day. You know? Just like small things. Like it was kind of like a holy form of birth control. Like a sin a day keeps God out of your pants. What I'm saying is I lost my virginity because I didn't want to get pregnant. Thank you guys so much. You've been awesome.
Kate Malloy, everybody.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Dan said you could be on the show because you would tell me about the Pope. So that's like a no.
I couldn't be on the show because
You could be on the show because you said you met the Pope.
I didn't meet the Pope. I saw him from a distance while I was
Was it
getting
looking
fingered.
I'm gonna real-time fact check this and tell you Dylan's full of shit. But Kate, so you were actually went to like a Catholic school and all this jazz?
Yeah, and I
did
go
the
Catholic.
same thing.
Yeah?
I had to go to a private Catholic school and all this.
You
stuff.
had to?
Yeah, my parents are from Claremont, so
You
I
got like slapped
was forced to
around.
be religious. What is the? Well, boy.
We have so much to talk about.
Is getting fingered on a bus with a Catholic school the craziest thing that's happening on a school trip?
Craziest thing happened to me.
I mean, I gave a blowjob when we went to the Vatican.
Damn!
Amen, girl.
That's cross-continent!
That's some stuff Christ can get behind.
That was, well, yeah, how was it?
The Vatican or the dick?
One answer.
They were both medium.
Oh! John Paul. I definitely went on Catholic school trips, and I just remember everything's so sexualized because you're younger, but I remember staying at a hotel and just being like, yo, Morgan showing boobs upstairs if you fucking look upstairs. Boy. Okay. Well,
Just show boobs.
Do I show boobs? Never.
Really?
what did you just ask her?
I
Wait,
think
what?
she showed boobs. The thing that you were hyped about as a young.
I gotta be honest with you, I put us in a hole and I'm desperately trying to get out, and you followed up with, did you show boobs? Yeah,
I
Dylan,
will.
fucking
Hey,
piece of
Dan
shit.
Reardon, get the fuck back out here. I want to know if you showed boobs.
I gotta be honest with you. Dan left because he knew what kind of misogynistic bullshit you'd be pulling. Yes. I didn't want to talk
Dan
about
Portman wants to know if Dan Gilbert got fingered at Catholic school.
Boy, I didn't know you were going to be down this late. I don't like how much audience participation is happening right now. What I did behind closed doors of the Catholic Church is my own fucking business. Now let's get back to Kate Malloy, who just crushed it up here. Kate, thank you so much for coming. Kate Malloy, everybody. Wait, no. We're still fucking around up here. Don't you try to get out of here.
I'm
Dylan's
real
being
low,
weird.
Nelly.
Kate, so have you been to New Hampshire before?
Yeah. I've like skied here a few times.
Humble brag.
What? Did he
I
say?
accuse you of bragging.
Yeah, Dylan's 0 for 3 in this interview, so I'm gonna go ahead and take over here. That is the reason he's on the back of the bike. So what are your overall thoughts on New Hampshire as compared to Mass? Massachusetts, not okay.
I mean, I think it's great. It's like, because I started in Connecticut, which is horrible, and then you get Massachusetts, which is like better, and I feel like it gets better as you go more north. Yeah. I think people are chiller.
They're definitely chiller. We don't like to think that Maine's better than us, but they sure like to try.
I'm glad you guys all dressed up to be here.
Dan Boardman's got his good flannel on, or his new Walmart jeans. He's up here. What do you have a memory in New Hampshire? A memory that stands out. I know this is kind of a gotcha thing, and you're gonna have to think about it, and I'm gonna kill time until you do.
Well, last time I did the show for you guys, I brought someone with me, and we had really good sex at the hotel.
Yeah!
Okay. This actually opens up what I wanted to talk about, but didn't know if it was cool with you. So, everybody, we did this show in Dover, and Kate went to the bar after where we all met up, and she was seated next to a gentleman where I said, well, you guys are together, and he said, yeah, and she went, what?
No, I think I said no.
Yes.
Yeah, that sums it up.
You said no, and then a 35-year-old DJ said, I'm into the Civil War. And then you guys still managed to seal the deal.
Yeah,
So-
we've been sleeping together
Good.
for 2 months.
Good for him.
Good for
Thank
him.
you.
All right, so Dylan brought up the Civil War. What side were you on?
The North.
That's why she's here, Kate! Everybody! Kate, thank you so much. Kate, boy, everyone. Right? Let's talk about the Civil War. Ulysses S. Grant?
Yes. Grant.
I forget what side he was on, honestly. I'm pretty bad at history.
We all agree that the right side won, right?
The South will not rise again. The fucking Confederate flag is the misfit skull at this fucking point. Nobody even knows what it means anymore. They just try to flaunt it to seem cool. Anyways, not to go on a political diatribe, we are gonna bring up your headliner for the night, everybody. This guy just did shows all over Florida. Literally drove back yesterday and today only to be here. Has not been home, has not showered, and has not slept. He is here for your entertainment. He's our best friend. Give it up for Josh Day,
I said I'm not doing the show unless there's a magical umbrella. Anyone else think this looks like a weird photo shoot at your uncle's right now? Yeah, this is not a country club, Nick. This is a headquarters. This is a secret meeting place. Dan said there'd be a long drive. I had to ask a Sherpa how to get here. I'm driving up that fucking hill, I got tanks of oxygen, you know? While I was driving. I'm gonna put these down. You're stupid and ugly. All right. I'm an insult. Yeah, man. I'm parked on the edge of the glacier and my car is slipping. That e-brake almost snaps. This looks like a January 6th theme escape room. There's like clues everywhere. One of these lights is out. That means something. One if I see, two if racist. Now, I'm just kidding. I don't think you guys are racist against me. Cool, man. I have some notes from the show, actually. I gotta put this back in the mic. I don't know if I get scared. Oh. But that terrified me. He did break it. I didn't break it! Yeah, then he ran the fuck away. Let's go! Fucking pussy. Take responsibility! Anyway, I get some notes from the show. To me, it felt like Dan's joke about bike thieves was aimed directly at Nick. I don't remember if you guys remember that, but I don't know where you're from and I don't care. If you're offended by this, well, I'll send them after you. Hey man, there's more American flags in this area than in the Chinese factory where they make them. That's why you're supporting the enemy! Right. He said, what do you think of Cumbies? I said, I don't know, I don't have an opinion, but I love jizz hornets. What does that say? Broad Street. That reminded me when I went to Amsterdam and I drove through the red light district. It took forever. I once ate a tuna from a gas station. It was just a whole tuna. It was a fish. Somebody had dropped it. It still looked good. It wasn't. Was it good? This guy knows what I'm talking about. You've eaten an entire yellowfin tuna like a pelican before, haven't you? Haven't you? I can't read this. What's that say? It says cunt maybe? No, I want grandchildren. Not my own, just I want some. Give me some! Kids. I don't have any kids, man. I'll tell you what. I got such a small penis, it's an idiot, you know? Yeah, when I jerk off, I gotta finger myself down. When I get an erection, I get a prolapsing it. Sorry. That's the grossest part of joking. Got the biggest laugh. That tells you something, Lydia, doesn't it? This place is full of freaks. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, Chad said he was going to take a bath with a toaster. I mean, he's big. I can't even fit in a tub. He can't get a toaster in there with him. Maybe a wallflower. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh! Dan said, anyone need to rip jewels? I'm like a gem thief. I have a couple emeralds in my car that from some old ladies that I made love to. Under the ruse of being in love with them, of course. Really, I wanted the gems, the jewels, the monies, the riches, the cash. I even took the little, you know, the little treasure chest in the fish tank. I took that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't. Hey Nick, man, you were talking about the partially blind, partially demented woman. I go after fully blind. Personally, it'd be a lot easier just get a fully blind. You don't want to go full demented though, because they can fuck you up. You want fully blind, partially demented all the way. Don't go full demento, man. But take that vision out, and they get nothing. That reminds me, I had to pull the plug on my grandmother recently. No, don't get upset. It was a butt plug. No, you can cry. She died. Everything fell right out. Oh! What if I was just sponsored by Sesame Street and I was doing the alphabet? F! Wait, that's not how the alphabet. Fuck you. My wife recently told me she was bi. I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong. My wife recently left me. Bye. When I said, why are you leaving me? She said, Josh, you're ignorant and misogynistic. I was like, bitch. I don't even know what that means. She explained it. I moved out immediately. You got me. You guys are starting enough to hang me? Sorry. Oh, shoddy workmanship in this place. Fucking guy's like, I should have got the contract. They used Steve Phillips down the street. It's fucking shoddy work. Look, he didn't use the right rivets, the fucking level. I said to a contractor, I said, is that a load-bearing wall? And he said, if you jerk off on it, it is. And I said, let's go! Wasn't drywall anymore, Danny. They call that shit talk. All right, he's made that part up. Woo! Woo! I screamed in the gentleman's face. Sorry, man. I drove from Florida yesterday, man. I was in Florida for 4 days doing shows. My car broke down twice. I put in an alternator. Well, I didn't put it in, the mechanic did. And it started running shitty after the new alternator was in. I went back. He's like, this alternator's no good either. I'm like, right on, man. This is great. $640 later. I also got a battery, and don't worry, the deal was all right. I know some mechanics are in it. You got fucking ripped off, you piece of shit. Fucking John, I saw your model bunny shop on the street. What was I talking about? Oh, I was in Florida. And what was I talking about? Alternator. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, sir. Fuck you, sir. I gave you all the credit. You didn't even take a second to go, no, it wasn't me. You're like, yeah, you're welcome. I got you, son. This guy's like, what the fuck? Anyway, turns out it was a faulty alternator. A faultinator, if you want. So, thank you. That's what you said. I think I heard her outside going, I can't decide if I want to heckle or not. Something like that. Blood came out of my ears. Say, ah! Anyway, I drove from Orlando to Virginia yesterday, and Virginia to here. The show, Chad was on stage when I got here. So I'm all fucked up right now. I've been smoking blunts all day. I've had like 6 Subway fucking foot-long throws. You got the extra meat in there, you know what I'm saying? They put a lot of mayonnaise on these days, man. So I might shit myself on stage tonight. I'm all fucked up from the road, I'm not gonna lie. So if I'm too funny, I apologize. You can't, where'd Dylan go? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Drink. Can you get me one? Yeah, what do you want? I'll drink your piss. I thought this was going to be a fun show, but they weren't into that. Fucking pussies. Oh yeah, I don't want to watch him drink Dylan's piss, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I almost just drank the microphone by accident. How embarrassing, he died in stereo. I had a teacher say, you need to use your inside voice in this class. And I said, you don't want me to use that one, that's the one that wants me to murder you. I just fell into the stove. Yeah, I was driving up here, I saw a bunch of signs. I wrote a bunch of jokes about signs that I saw. I saw a sign that said, choose the life your parents did. And I said out loud, I know, and I still haven't forgiven them. All right. A couple depressed people in the crowd tonight. It's hard to be sad when no one wants to know. I saw another one that said, drive like your children live here. So I turned around and I gunned it. That's why I was late. I was like, fuck, I gotta get back. You're waiting for the man to trash. I saw another one that said moose next 3 miles. And I'm like, that's a long moose. I saw another one that said, OUI ruins lives. And I didn't know what OUI was, I know what DUI is, but, so I immediately was like, wow, this state hates French people. I looked it up.
We got it.
Oh, really? I'm glad you guys like that joke. You're all like, wee! A lot of people got that joke about the...
We got it.
Parlez-vous français? literally all I can say. Thank you for announcing when you get jokes. That's cool. Got it! It's not a whack-a-mole. Got it! Motherfucking, with Family Feud. Alright, fuck me. Fuck us. Fuck it. I had a three-way with mermaids. I was drowning in pussy. Alright, now... When you, someone just said I look like a lion. You just see my dick. It was bit off by a lion. It's the teeth marks that I want you to identify. It's funny, when I do shows for all white crowds, I get called Jesus a lot. And then when I do shows with people of color, they call me white Jesus. And like, this doesn't ever come together, man. It's fucking, I can't even decide on what this made-up cocksucker did. Alright, speaking of which, I got a blowjob at the Vatican once. It wasn't from Kate, it was from the Pope. Kate was watching. Making out with some chicks. I didn't want to make out with her. It's fucking weird. Just stop working. I'm working on myself, Kate. Look at me. I'm fucking doing great. Look at me! Those seats are reserved for my parents. My mom was never very supportive. She told me my crowning achievement was being born. Yeah, it was a C-section. Oh, I keep saying that wrong. What I mean is she tried to drown me in the ocean. All right. I'm going a little funky tonight, baby. You don't even fucking know. My buddy, all right, anyway. All right, I was about to get some heavy shit right now. You talking about my dead friend? You guys, don't tell him, but Josh's friend just killed himself. Anyway, he had PTSD from Iraq, so fuck this country. Alright. If you served, thank you. If you didn't, you're a pussy. I was somewhere in between. I was a prostitute in Iraq. You know what I'm talking about, Lydia? I don't. Anyway, rest in peace, Justin. Alright. No, don't clap for me. He's a fucking pussy. My dad's a pussy. He's a pussy. Fuck him all. Rest in peace. No, I'm kidding. We cremated my dad and put him in the ocean so I can piss in him all the time. How am I into piss tonight, man? Oh, because it's Saturday. I have an alarm in my phone. Sorry. By the way, this is a little dirtier than... I'll tell some. Alright. I recently bought a car-shaped air freshener for my treehouse. My man, whoever does that. Alright, they're like, okay, cool. It wasn't about like having sex with one of his dead siblings or something. It was an actual joke.
Elaborate, please.
Well, I haven't written more to that joke yet, and you kind of put me on the spot, but I can try. I recently bought a car-shaped air freshener for my treehouse. It smells like starving artist. I don't know.
Why it took you so long to get
Oh,
here?
you shut up! My friend is gone! Wasn't that all a joke, lady? What was it about? You weren't listening, fuck you. You're supposed to be my only friend in this audience. Oh yeah, I was elaborating. Shut up! I do sell them. I ran out of them in Florida, but I sell car-shaped air fresheners that say my joke on them. And they have my Venmo on there. So I ran out of those, but it's just Josh Day Comedy. My wife is really gone, so if you guys could at Josh Day Comedy, follow me on Instagram, give me a couple dollars, give me a place to sleep tonight. Adopt me. Ever? I didn't even tell a joke in that. That's how fucking good I am at this. The third of the audience laughed at me making a noise. I should probably think about what I look like. If you're gonna listen to a laugh like that, I'm not doing well. Somebody said, have you been doing well? And I said, well, I fucked a hole in the ground that had water in it, and that's what I said. It was on my bucket list. I just made that up. It's stupid and dirty and dumb, but I'm funny and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm fucked up, man, I'm telling you. Oh, I also took some mushrooms, but microdose, which I always thought was writing the number 2 in Spanish really small, but it turns out it's an insignificant amount of focus. I went to a gender reveal party. Well, it wasn't really a party, actually. It was just a guy in an alley in a trench coat. But it was the dude. He just had blue smoke coming off of his cock. Crazy, man. When I first got in here, I thought 3 planes crashed into the ceiling. Alright. Fuck, that was gonna be my closer. Alright, I'll start over. You guys are in the most uncomfortable chairs ever. Like, I'm gonna just draw attention to that fact right now. If they don't have little pads on them, those are like the chairs at Thanksgiving. You're like, nah, I'm not sitting in that fucking chair. I'll take the folding, ratty one from the poker table that fucking Grandpa used to use. I'm not using that fucking, I'm as shit. I don't know why I looked at Nick. Nick, where do you hail from? Oh, I meant like Concord, or that's why I didn't give a fuck where your family's from. Indonesia, you smoke that indigo? I'm from Sativa, Donia, man. You got there to say. What did I just projectile vomited blood on everyone? Alright, I'll tell a couple jokes and then I'm going to tell some more jokes. I have no idea how I'm going up here, so you have to give me some sort of hint at some point.
I'll tell you right now. 18 minutes.
Can't believe we're only 68 minutes left.
Wait, am I in the way?
When they said, do you want to do 84 minutes tonight? Is that the right match? That's easy. I'll tell the racist jokes. Nick, can you crunch numbers on that one? I can say it because he's another comedian. Don't be scumbags. I actually stopped writing my Filipino pen pal because I couldn't afford vanilla envelopes. Alright, a couple geography majors in the house tonight. Little Rand McNally enthusiasts. Rand McNally made maps, sir. You remember maps. Is he not Lewis and Lewis and Clark? Oh, actually, you made that map. You're a I'm just smart. Nice to hang out, man. You guys a family? Do you hate each other? No, we're not family! Well, we used to be until he slept with this bitch. That's clearly a joke. They're not family, they just fuck. They're a family and fuck, you're gonna check my search bar and see what...
There they are.
Yeah, that was the, that's what I was implying. I stopped watching point of view porn, POV porn, because there's too many opinions. Nice. I feel like I'm losing the crowd, and it feels good. All those old cocksuckers in fucking Florida like my bullshit. Stole all their gems while they were sleeping. I went in the supermarket and the cashier said, "Did you have trouble finding anything?" I said, "Yeah, the Hidden Valley Ranch. It's a secret deodorant." And my biological father. I always wanted to follow in his footsteps, but he ran so fast when he left. Oh, I gotta go. That was too much. My dad leaving either triggered him or he just left his son, I bet. It's like, fuck, I made the decision today and he's gonna call me out immediately. Wasn't even thinking about the little piece of shit when he just said that. So I go back to your son. Unless you're Icarus. Alright. A couple mythology majors in the house tonight. You know, some people say they're power bottom or power top. I'm power middle in a human centipede. Taking it both ways, baby. You guys are gross. I am fucking working, sir. My job is to say gross things that are stupid. It's not your job. I wish it was your job. I hate my job. Is that a Verizon commercial from 1998? She just bought a razor. No, I was behind you. Although your vest is glowing, is that? Am I tripping right now? That's glowing, right? Oh, alright. Like I took a microdose out of fucking. And why are you acting so casual? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a glowing vest. We all have them up here. They, tonight's initiation night. I had to wear it. They're gonna be pissed. I can't talk about it. Does it? What's this? What's the incipient? I'm sorry. This is wild that you think it's not weird that you have a glowing piece of clothing. All right, you're boring. I was invested in our conversation. Nothing up her sleeves. No sleeves at all. That actually used to be a jacket. She's not doing well financially. You guys need sleeves. Hit the pawn shop. You know what I'm talking about? I don't. This is my mood, bro. Pet kitties, suck titties, baby. And by the way, I do show mood. I don't know, I'm like, we're in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of winter, I'm just gonna see them build these things, I feel like they're gonna try, because they've all been wanting to fuck each other since they've been hibernating, and there's a lot of pent up sexual energy in this region. I hope we get something going by the end of the night, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to fuck me. Get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fuck. I once had a girl in my bed, she said, "These are nice, what are these, satin sheets?" And I said, "They're mostly layers." I saw 2 clown cars get in an accident, and 147 people died. There was red everywhere. Noses and shoes. I wish I was a clown. I want a bigger dick. Look at the size of those feet. I'm walking. They should call me What's the dog whisperer's name? Christopher Walken. Yeah, she called me Christopher Walken. Can't do a Christopher Walken impersonation. So I'm with you. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Fucked up, I'm sorry. Your vest is fucking wild, bro. She looks like she's in fucking Star Wars and no one cares. Or you're playing laser tag. Sorry. I'm fucking delirious, man. Alright, I'll talk a couple jokes and then talk a couple jokes. Ooh, somebody just shushed somebody. I feel a lot of pressure right now. I'm gonna tell you a story. I don't tell a lot of stories. I tell jokes and weird things, but this is an actual story that happened recently. My buddy Joe, you guys good? Fucking Stadler and Waldorf over here. Alright. Couple of Muppet motherfuckers. I'm sorry, you felt that, didn't you? Did. Muppets are made out of felt. What were you guys fighting? Who wants?
He touched my leg. I said no one can even see this.
I want to see you two fuck.
I'm in front of the bike kind of.
You like pegging?
fans.
That's a fucking great joke!
The dome?
Dylan,
Oh, wait.
Dylan talks to me.
We'll talk about this after.
We'll talk about. Put a pin in that one. We're gonna have to finish this discussion. I have some thoughts on whether or not Dylan's a fucking boss. Look, he's ready to take. This is weird and fun, man. Maybe taking pictures or video. Can you send me that so I can jerk off later? I'm just kidding. I already took one of these. Papa don't need the internet when he got his own. I can't afford a mirror. See me, there's 2,000 of them over there. I don't know, man. It feels nice to do important. What's the big fucking deal? I started a garage band, but all the members died when I didn't shut my car off. But it's all right. We were gonna break up anyway. We were exhausted. I'm sorry to tell a story. So, my buddy Justin, who I've known since like 6th grade or something, moved to Arkansas because that's where the mother of his son moved to, so he wanted to be close to his son. So he moved to Arkansas. He didn't like it, so he wanted to move to Colorado. So I said, I'll help you move. So I flew out to Arkansas and helped him pack up a U-Haul. We drove to Kansas and got a hotel. And he said he would pay for all the hotels, book everything, pay for all the food, flight, everything. Because I was helping him out, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. I'm a little bit of a hotel snob, but I'm like, whatever, sounds good. But we get there, and he goes, I didn't want to tell you this before we got here, but I fucked up, and when I booked this room, I just got one bed, one king bed. I thought there was a couch, there's no couch. I was like, I don't really care, man. Like, that's not a big deal to me. I'm not worried about sleeping in the same bed with you. He's like, I'm a little worried, you know? I'm like, all right, bro, because I've known him for 28 fucking years. And I was waiting for a Best Western Plus in Topeka, Kansas, to just get it in! You know what I mean? Like, in the back of Justin's mind, I had to fuck him eventually. You know what I mean? Like, which I thought was weird. I'm like, I don't know, man. Whatever. So I said, fine. What do you want to do about it? And he said, do you mind if we sleep head to toe? I said, you're fucking weird. That's like weirder than sleeping regular. Our genitalia still lines up. Or if we spoon, the other thing happens. So, but I didn't say that. I go, all right, dude, whatever. You want to sleep head to toe because you're uncomfortable sleeping in a bed with one of your best friends? Fine. I agreed. What I didn't do is I didn't tell him about my foot fetish. Yeah, man, those piggies went all the way home. When I was in Florida, I stopped at my buddy's house and we were swimming in the pool, and everyone's gotten out of the pool, and I had to pee, so I was like, whatever, no one's getting back in, they're going to dinner. I'll just take a quick pee, I'll get out of here. Start peeing, look down, see the water's changed in color. I go, oh, Steve, you got me, good one. You have the chemical that makes water turn red when you pee in it. And he goes, no, I didn't. And I said, I'm going to head to the hospital. Not doing well. All my jokes are so gross. I think it's weird pigs always pick an apple for their last meal. I have a real rock on my front porch with a fake key inside of it. I was so horny the other night I texted myself, am I up? And I was. It's all the way up. I need to wrap this one up. This is what I never say when I have sex. Just kidding. I don't have sex. I fuck. The microphone scared me. I had my eyes closed, I forgot it was there. I closed my eyes because I have all my jokes tattooed on the inside of my eyelids. I forgot to tell that one. But you can get it next time. I'm going to end on a joke. When I first met my ex-wife, she was a little more sexually adventurous than me, let's say, a little more experienced. She told me she liked to use food when she had sex, which wasn't that weird, and I was horny and hungry, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm in. She told me the breakfast foods, and I'm like, whatever, I'm allergic to eggs, but I'm good. I'm just going to explain it. It's a little dirty, but she'd have me put a waffle right between her breasts, then a big pile of fresh whipped cream, just... And then some of that strawberry drizzle, you know, just cascading down the side of the mountain of whipped cream. She had me motorboated out. That was my reaction too. Confusion. But here's the thing, she loved it. She would come every time, she loved it. But everyone else in Ion was really uncomfortable. No, I'm obviously joking. We used to go to Denny's. Folks, thanks for, all right, bye.
Josh, hey everybody. Josh,
Are you going to smoke a cigarette right now?
that is Josh Day. But before Josh Day leaves, I would like you to know that him and Dan actually kind of have a bit of a friendship here. And a bit of a rivalry.
We didn't make out. Fuck you, second row. Are you actually going to smoke a cigarette right now?
I'll get around to it.
It is literally the last 5 minutes of the show. I ask you politely to just sit the fuck down.
I want Dan to be taken down a notch. Listen, Josh Day's got some burns on this motherfucker over here. So, Josh, do you want to make Dan feel badly about himself?
No.
Alright, well, thank you.
What the fuck are you setting up? What's happening right now? Alright, no, Dylan, go do your thing. I'm gonna handle business.
Dylan, stay on the mic, tell me.
No, second row beard, we have nothing to say to you. Number one, I would like to bring up that when you mentioned the glowing vest, that's the first time I saw this gentleman laugh all
He's
night.
out.
And not only did he laugh,
He's
he
out.
almost spilled a drink. He could not believe that a glowing vest was in Claremont, New Hampshire.
Neither could I.
Yeah, well, I feel like him and that lady have a pact. Number two, it was brought up that I'm the bottom of our relationship.
Yeah,
Do you
we
know,
each other.
in a gay relationship, what's the top and what's considered the bottom?
What is it?
Butt sex.
Look at us right now and tell us which one it is.
Dylan's off the deep end. Dylan's off the bike. I'm riding a single man bike. What is a bottom?
I don't know, my girlfriend keeps saying it though.
Everybody shut the fuck up! Does that mean I'm fucking or he's fucking?
You're getting up.
I'm getting fucked.
You're fucking.
Alright, yeah, exactly. Wait, what?
We're gonna fuck.
You think he fucks me?
Listen!
Put this whole show on! God damn it!
Listen!
Alright,
Let's be real!
no. fuck up. We're getting back to it. We're getting back to the format of the show. I don't get fucked for the record. Also,
Dan paid $35 to not get fucked at the end of this show, so I need you guys to be on board.
I want to bring it back to your point.
Well, we gotta get Matt.
All right, so
we
wait a
gotta get
minute.
Matt on the mic. Come here.
No.
No. You've been talking the whole show.
In a world where women name themselves after expensive vehicles.
All right. No.
So Dylan, what we've learned is these people paid money to watch funny people.
Hold
you
on.
handed the microphone to an audience member that just bombed. And
How
now
many-
let's get the fucking show
How many
back.
of you would like to see Dan and I kiss on the mouth? By round of applause. All right, we did it.
I want to address something you just said.
What?
Not everyone in here paid, so pony up
Y'all some money.
some fucking cash. 'Cause
Also, I know for a fact Dylan didn't eat cheese today, and there's Gouda on that fucking thing, and this sucks.
Smoke.
Anyways,
get out of here, man. So,
no, well, it didn't suck until Dylan.
I hate standing on
Did you guys like Josh Day?
No.
By round of applause.
Are you only wearing a tank top because you were worried we didn't believe you were
Yeah.
recording?
I was
Josh, he's hot as fuck.
All right, you guys, I know when to come.
Hey, you know what I will say?
Hey,
Hey, all right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming to Cigs Inside. There you go.
No, I have nothing to say. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you
coming.
for coming to the show.
There'll be another. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank all your comedians tonight. Thank you guys for coming. There's going to be another show in 2 months, and I'm just having my first gay experience. So I'm just going to go home and think about that.